I'm Samir and Dominic.
And we are Books and Barter, textbook exchange made easy.
As investors and entrepreneurs, I have a question for you guys. Would you buy something for $100, then barely use it, and sell it for $20 6 months later? Of
Over
course
and
not.
over again in college.
But that's what students do every semester. And there are just as many students paying ridiculous amounts to buy overpriced textbooks from the bookstore.
Books and Barter was founded on three basic realizations. College students are a close-knit and self-sufficient community where each student is matched by another student taking the same class next semester. If there's no easy way for students to sell among each other, stores like Half Price Books and the campus bookstore cut huge margins and make big profits for themselves. Websites like Amazon and Chegg offer a slightly better deal with the added cost of paying more for shipping. This is the condition of the broken $5.2 billion used textbook industry that needs to be fixed. And contrary to what many critics would say, paper textbooks are here to stay, and that's exactly why we formed Books and Barter.
Books and Barter is the only used textbook consignment store that integrates the online element of e-commerce with direct selling. We consign students' textbook and remove the hassle of finding the right buyer and price. By consigning with us, a student not only increases the search efficiency by finding the right buyer faster, but also increases the price efficiency by getting the fair market value for their textbook. We also offer to consign back textbooks at the end of the semester, which makes buying with us extremely profitable. We have identified certain hot-selling books that are guaranteed to sell that we offer to buy upfront. Lastly, we also time the sale of our textbooks such that the seller gets the maximum amount. Let me show you what that looks like. So this is a graph of a price history of a textbook called Marketing 10. A used version of this book was being offered for $30 in December when the fall semester ended. This is when most students sell their textbook, and that is a big mistake. Because this is the price of the same textbook 1 month later when spring semester began. We are looking at a price difference of around $40 that a student never profited from before us. And this trend can be found in almost every book, and it's very predictable for the obvious reasons of demand and supply.
Let me demonstrate how it works. Students go on our website and click Start Consignment. They fill out the consignment form asking for textbook title, contact information, and location, date, and time to meet. After the student acknowledges our terms and conditions, they click Submit. Their information is directly transferred to our database, and they get a confirmation email. We meet with the student at the chosen place and take over the textbook for a standard 15, 30, 60, or 90-day cycle, depending on the time of consignment. The book can sell the next day or even the next semester, depending on the textbook. Once received, we list the textbook online on our website for sale. The student can also track the status of the textbook by creating an account with us. After we sell the textbook, the student gets an email and they collect their cash. If the student decides to get paid through PayPal, the entire process is done online, and the only thing the student has to do is send us their textbook.
So students pay on average $200 for their textbooks each semester. With 12,000 students at UTA buying used textbooks, we are looking at an addressable market of $2.4 million at UTA alone, and a $5.2 billion nationwide market. So among all students, our ideal customer looks like this. A freshman or a sophomore who lives on campus and currently buys at the bookstore. Freshmen are actually more likely to buy textbooks than renting them, and they develop an affinity towards brands that are local to campuses. We will be looking to establish long-term relationships with these students and create returning customers. The way we will do this is by specifically targeting them by posting flyers in residence halls, in eating places, and having events around campus and outside campus.
Our promotional efforts will be geared mostly towards professors. Since consigning and selling one textbook at a time is pretty labor intensive, we plan to consign textbooks from an entire class at once at the end of the semester. We already have 4 professors on board who have consented to this idea. For advertising on campus, we have paired with the Right Club, a student organization on campus. Specifically, we will advertise during student orientations, move-in days, and also we will speak to freshman classes. In fact, we've already consigned over 30 textbooks this semester, and that was through the use of word of mouth, done mostly by our close friends.
Alright, students are actually very media savvy. That's what he's trying to say here. So what they do, they spend a lot of time on social media and over the internet. So what we have done is designed a very well website and linked it to our social media, and that's going to be our social media strategy. So let's talk about money now. We have three sources of revenue: a flat 40% commission on consigned items, a markup profit based on the textbooks we buy, and selling advertisement space on our website. We only need $1,000 in sales revenue to break even, with our fixed costs only being website hosting and marketing costs. At this revenue model, we need to sell 350 books, averaging at $70 each, to reach the target of $11,000 in net profit this year. We launched at UTF this month, and we plan to be in 3 other universities by the next year. We plan to hire managers and independent contractors to help us consign and sell books at each university. Most of our marketing right now is done through cold emails and cold approaching professors and students. So the way we'll use our money is, first 35% of the money will go towards marketing and to raise awareness. The next 10% will go towards covering operating expenses, and the next 30% towards building stock. We will have the additional 10% to implement a scheduling management system that will help us scale and expand into other universities. We have also decided to experiment with a system called Dropbox, where a student just drops off a textbook and we pick it up at our own convenience.
Being a part of the collaborative consumption movement, we value and encourage our students to live in a more collective and sharing environment. It's not only the price, but also the experience that makes Books and Barter so unique. We know that there have been many attempts to fix and monetize this problem, but none have succeeded. But with our well-tailored business model and thorough knowledge of the market, we're confident that we can get the job done and leave everyone involved a little better off.
One question?